Play me.
Hello, Detective Banks. Do you know where your officers are?
Hola Darren, ¿cómo estás?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm very excited to talk to you. I'm such a Saw fan, so I'm like, I want to talk to you about Spiral because, oh my God, what a movie! And congratulations on being number one.
It's great to be back in the Saw franchise, and it's great to be number one again. It just feels so surreal.
It's been a while for you, right? So how does it feel to come back to the franchise?
It's been 14 years. I directed Saw 2, 3, and 4, and then I kind of did my own thing for 14 years, had a family, kids, dogs, house. It's great. I mean, I'll tell you, I think I was more nervous coming back now than I've ever been on anything, because this time I'm around, I'm directing Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson. So there was such a nervous energy every single day not to screw this up.
And I guess fans were like expecting something different and like something new. And I think you deliver because, I mean, Chris, of course, he's funny, but also this movie is kind of scarier and it has a message. How was it to put all these different elements to make Spiral different from Saw?
Chris Rock and I became very close during filming, and we had a lot of conversations about what we wanted this movie to be. And I think for me, I wanted to broaden the audience. I wanted to bring more people in that maybe had not seen a Saw movie. So Chris and I started off by saying, let's try to really push this in the vein of 48 Hours meets 7. And but we had to deliver on the horror as well. So I think you have a much more of a thriller film with really intense moments of horror and violence. But what makes it, I think, a Saw movie or exist in the Saw franchise are the twists, the turns, and the message. And I think that's why they've been successful, is there's always something more. There's always something more than the horror. And I think we have a great mystery. I think we have just a really suspenseful film that's saying something as well.
And speaking about something more, the movie was gonna open last year, and of course, because of the pandemic, you guys have to wait until this year. But then everything with George Floyd and the protests happened. How did that feel to you? Because what's happening in the movie, it almost reflects what's happening in real life.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think any of us realized when we made the movie how timely it would become. You know, I know the writers, as well as all of us, didn't set out to make a political movie necessarily. But I think what was so crazy is this has been happening for years. It didn't start with George Floyd or Breonna Taylor. And it's something that, again, was happening back when we made it in 2019. For us, though, I think that I have many friends that are police officers, and I think that for us, it was important that the hero be a police officer as well. In this case, it's Chris Rock's character Zeke. He did everything right. He's the good guy. He's always played by the book. And so I think that we had to make sure the film had balance, that it wasn't just going after corrupt police officers, but there's also a hero at the center point that also was a police officer.
Jigsaw?
Wait, I thought the Jigsaw killer was dead.
He is.
The movie is amazing. And speaking of Chris Rock, how does it feel to have a comedian in the Saw franchise? And was it like difficult not to be like, behind the scenes, like he's acting dramatic and then he says a joke or something?
I'll tell you, there were numerous takes that I ruined. There were numerous takes that I killed on accident by laughing so hard. Chris has this amazing ability to go from utter hilarious to completely serious at the turn of like nothing. But you know what I love about his performance in this? He never plays anything funny. He just is funny. Just the way his mind works. And that's how he is in real life too. You're talking to Chris and he's talking to you about something and you find yourself just dying inside laughing, and he's not trying to be funny, he just is. And I think that comes across in the movie very, very well.
Yeah, you can tell that he was all in and like he enjoyed doing the movie and he was a fan, as we know. So I'm glad that everybody's watching the movie. I'm glad that people came back to the movies to watch Spiral, and hopefully you give us a sequel.
That's the hope. I mean, listen, for all those watching out there, go out and support it. We have an amazing cast of Samuel Jackson, Maricel Nichols, Max Minghella, and obviously Chris Rock. It's a fun movie, and I think it kind of demands to be seen on the biggest screen possible. It's playing in IMAX. It is such an intense, fun ride. And so I really do hope people get out and get to see it big.
I mean, the best way to watch horror movies is with a big group of people, right?
It absolutely is. And I think that, we've all been stuck inside for so long, and we've kind of been isolated. And I think that when I got to go back to the movies for the first time, I saw a movie called Nobody, and it was such a cathartic experience to sit in a movie theater, smell the popcorn, and be around strangers. I never thought that I would actively want to be around strangers, but going back in that movie theater was just this cathartic experience for me.
Thank you so much, Darren, for sharing the movie with us. It's amazing. Hasta la próxima.